Hello, hi guys. So welcome to today's video. So I want to start off by saying that I am not a professional at all, but I recently stumbled onto an issue where Windows Wi-Fi or internet connectivity isn't working. So and this is something that I've dealt with for many years throughout my life. Actually, to be honest, I had this problem for about 7 years, and the problem comes and go. Sometimes I have to restart a computer a couple of times and then it works and it's really annoying. Sometimes I have online exams and then it doesn't work. So um so recently I kind of found out of a solution to this kind of things. I don't know if it would necessarily work for you guys, but I would highly recommend you guys still watch this video and try out all the solutions that I think would probably help you. And I'm gonna start with the thing that helped me out the most, and then narrow it down to something a little bit more technical and something that I would say is the last resort. So how do we fix if you have a Windows issue? And what kind of issues you could probably have is that you could be trying to connect to a Wi-Fi network and it just wouldn't connect. Or another problem is that you are connected onto the Wi-Fi network. However, it says that internet is not available. But on your secondary device, like your smartphone, you are connected to the Wi-Fi and the internet is working completely fine. So, um, wait. So the agenda is that there are things that are good to have. I forgot to add the word things that are good to have, like tools that are good to have. And sometimes it could be your VPN could be interrupting your connection. Oh, these two parts are supposed to be here. And sometimes it could be Windows Defenders that's just acting up, but probably due to you downloading some previous software that may have overwritten how your computer works behind the scene without you realizing. Now, this could be also because of you may have downloaded some sort of cracked software, a cracked game, or it could even be a cracked antivirus. Yes, we've all been there trying to download like a hack software for an antivirus, and it actually ends up being a malware or virus to us. Um, Another possibility of fixing it is that we could go into network and properties, where we're gonna manipulate the control panel and lastly we're gonna go to network reset. Um, yeah, I think the network reset is something that is more compatible with something that is with the Windows Defender. But regardless, just follow on with the video. And then lastly, there is some command prompts that you could probably run as administrator that might help you, but I'm not entirely sure if it will work for you or not because it has worked for other people that I've dealt with, but it never worked for me. But I felt that it was still worth it to put it into the video because I think many people would still appreciate additional solutions that you guys could try out on yourself. That it might help you. There is also the last resort, which is you just have to do a factory reset or reinstall Windows, because if you have someone you know who is an IT expert who is so generous enough to help you go through your computer, or maybe you have a friend who knows a lot about computers who wouldn't mind dedicating a couple of hours to go through and backtrack all the stuff that you could probably have in a computer to find out what is actually interrupting it. But the reason I say a factory reset is good is that, in my opinion, and any person that's owned a computer before, it's good to do a factory reset every once in a while, maybe like once a year or once in 2 years, and reinstall Windows. And the reality is that sometimes you only need the files that are important to you. You can like remove the photos, the videos, the specific like engineering tools, engineering files that you need. Not the tools, but the files that you work with. You can easily move it around. Things that you would be able to plug and play into your friend's computer or your colleague's computer. So yeah. So one of the things that I think that are tools that are extremely good to have is a USB wireless dongle. I mean, but to be more specific, it is basically a Wi-Fi dongle. You can get one that has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth built in together. That also helps out a lot. For example, like the one I apparently bought a Bluetooth dongle before I bought the Wi-Fi dongle, so I kept two of them separately. But you can see here that on Amazon, if you buy a Wi-Fi 5 wireless dongle, it costs only 10 euros. You can get Wi-Fi 4. It's kind of up to you. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. It doesn't need to be Wi-Fi 7. I have a Wi-Fi 7 Wi-Fi card inside my laptop, but for the external one, it's meant to be just like something to test things out, or in the last resort that I need to get my computer working and it's not working right now. So I plug this in to use it temporarily until I have time to actually troubleshoot my computer. So you don't need to buy a Wi-Fi 7 one. You do not need to get a Wi-Fi 6 one. A Wi-Fi 5 version works perfectly fine. You can get one with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth together. It's only €2 more. If you were to buy a separate Bluetooth dongle, probably will cost you €10. So you end up gonna pay like €20, €10 for the Wi-Fi 5 dongle, €10 for the Bluetooth dongle. So getting the Wi-Fi 5 and the Bluetooth compatible together in 2-in-1, it could probably like be more worth it for you. I've never tried it before, but you can. I think it's definitely something that it should be fine. So when you connect a Wi-Fi, a secondary Wi-Fi adapter into your computer, a dongle is basically a dongle. You're gonna see that in Windows settings itself, you're gonna be able to select the two different Wi-Fi. In my case, later in the video, you might notice that I no longer have this thing plugged in, but it still says Wi-Fi 2. The reason is because while I was troubleshooting my computer, I not mistakenly, I did it unintentionally, but I had this plug in, and then I disabled the original Wi-Fi adapter inside my laptop, and then it registered the secondary Wi-Fi adapter as the first one. So when I did enable the original Wi-Fi adapter within my laptop, it got registered as Wi-Fi 2. So that's one of the things that you could try to work with. The reason it's important to have this sort of thing, I think always, it's only €10. It's because if you really want to know whether it's a problem with your Wi-Fi adapter, could it be a problem with your Windows software itself, or could it be a problem with your router or your modem? So having this Wi-Fi adapter really would help you narrow down the issue on where to concentrate and focus on. Sometimes you have a VPN. For example, I have a VPN. I have Windscribe. I don't use NordVPN. The thing about a VPN is that a VPN reroutes your network. Sometimes you may notice that you boot up your computer and you're just not able to connect to the internet. You might be able to, you're not able to connect to the Wi-Fi. You're connected to the Wi-Fi, but you're not able to connect to the internet. Or maybe you have to connect to the Wi-Fi and log in through a specific portal that you are not able to log in. So you check on your task manager, or check whether your background operations, whether you have a VPN running in the background or not. And don't just look at the VPN, click on it and open it. Sometimes you see that your VPN is trying to connect, trying to establish a network, even though you have not even connected to the internet, but you are on the Wi-Fi. So turn off the VPN, and you'll see that your Wi-Fi immediately shows connected, and you have now a secured Wi-Fi network, internet running through your Wi-Fi. So pay attention to your VPN. If you felt that perhaps that it still doesn't work, then you might want to consider uninstalling the VPN itself. For personally, a lot of people might recommend you IOBit uninstaller. I personally found out a better software which is called Revo uninstaller. The reason is because Revo uninstaller, to me, I felt that it has all the features of the premium version of the IOBit. For example, and it's free, so you don't have to pay any additional money. And what's really good about having this sort of a Revo uninstaller or IOBit uninstaller compared to your conventional control panel installation is because sometimes, for example, you download a specific game, and this game might have installed background apps that requires for you to run that game. Maybe this specific background apps only turns on or runs in the background when you are playing multiplayer, but not single player or co-op. Or maybe it runs when you're running co-op, or maybe you need it to run specific mods, for example. So sometimes you remove the game, but all these residues are still inside your computer. So you kind of need this Revo uninstaller, which would help you to really clear out everything, remove everything from the computer, everything that's related to that software. So you don't end up like uninstalling something on computer and realize, hey, I still don't have much storage left on my computer. So yeah. Now, For me, what really helped me with my issue was that I was trying all sorts of ways. I was running several command prompts as administrator, which we will go through later on in this video. Or you could try. I was trying to disable and enable again my Wi-Fi adapter. I was uninstalling and restarting my computer, and then reinstalling the Wi-Fi adapter again. You don't bother this opening up your laptop or computer and taking out the Wi-Fi adapter and putting it back in. It is the same as if you were to uninstall the driver and then you restart your computer. It's exactly the same way, because you cannot wipe out the driver from the hardware. So I mean, you can, but we're not gonna go in that direction. So in Windows Defender might be the issue in such a way. You might want to look into this, is that you, for example, let's say you're using a public network right now. So you're connected to your home Wi-Fi. It could be private, it could be public. So let's say you connect to your public network, you're gonna see that it's gonna ask you this question when you open Windows Defender. You connect to a public network. It's like Windows Defender firewall. So you're gonna turn it off. And he's gonna ask you to prompt you, do you want to turn it off or not? Yes or no. So you're gonna click yes. And once you click yes, you might notice that you have internet right now. Everything solved the problem. So the idea is that if you have Wi-Fi but you don't have internet, and you know your internet is working normally because you connected with your secondary device to your Wi-Fi and internet, and it's working perfectly fine. So you go and disable your Microsoft Defender firewall for your public network. Now, is that if that is, once that is true and you know that this helps you, the idea is that by default, when you first install Windows, this thing is turned on. It's not turned off. And it's good to have this turned on because it really does protect you from malicious attacks. What if you're on a... Basically, what happens is that if you go to a cafe or you're using a public network in a bus stop or something, and you connect to the public Wi-Fi, so what happens is someone who is connected to the same Wi-Fi network as you is able to see your computer, and it could be possible that they might able to access your computer and or intercept some of the things that you're going through. So to avoid that and to bring your Microsoft Defender back to normal, you're gonna click on Restore Firewall to default. And when you click, it's gonna ask you, "Are you sure you want to do this again, or do you sure you want to do this?" So you're gonna click yes. I wanted to do that, exactly that. So that was what that helped me, and I believe it might help you a lot, definitely, especially if you had just installed something that related to antivirus. It could be possible that if you had installed a software like Kaspersky or antivirus, not antivirus, like a Malwarebytes, that it could interfere with your Windows Defender, so your computer is getting confused. So allowing one of them through or unallowing them to run might help you. So just try step 1, step 2, and step 3. Now, another thing is that that I think helps a lot of people, but it did not help me, is that, but the previous step helped me, is that you might want to go to search on settings on computer and go and click on network and internet, and then go to scroll down and you find advanced network settings, and go there, click it, and you see network reset. Now you click on reset now, this button over here, and it's gonna tell you that it's gonna reset within 5 minutes. I don't know why you have to wait 5 minutes, but yeah, it's a thing. So just wait for it to restart your computer, and it might help you with the issue. Now, the need to know that is really important, that if you reset your network, you're gonna need to re-enter the Wi-Fi password one more time. So make sure you have it written down somewhere, or maybe it's connected onto your smartphone already and it's right next to you. So you can go into your smartphone and then click on review password so that you can enter it in. Yeah. So you need to know the Wi-Fi password. Another possibility is that if you go into control panel and you click on your Wi-Fi network itself, you can try to disable it, or you can, and then enabling it back. It might help you as well. And each time you each time you do a step, you want to also keep in mind that you want to disconnect from the Wi-Fi and connect it again, so that it refreshes the network, and then keep checking front and back. Another way is that you could click on properties, and you go to scroll down and you find it says that this connection uses the following items. You might see among here, it might show your VPN. You might want to disable that. It might help you. It will help you. And that's Internet Protocol version number 4. Click on it and then enter the following IP addresses, subnet masks, and default gateway. It might help you. If it doesn't work, you might want to change this number a little bit over here to 0. I think so. I don't remember, but just try using this. It might help you. Then I click on OK. In my personal opinion, I would say 20% of times it helps you, 80% of the time it doesn't. But who knows? Maybe you might be that lucky 20%. So besides that, you're gonna try doing something is that you're gonna run command prompt as administrator. So you're gonna go and click on the Windows button, type CMD, and write run as administrator. And then it's gonna ask you yes, click yes. And then you're gonna type NETSH winsock reset, and then click on enter. I'm not gonna do it because I've done it before. And then you're gonna follow it by NETSH INT IP reset, and you're gonna keep doing all of these one by one and entering and run through all these procedures. Personally, for me, I kind of got stuck at ipconfig/renew, which was then so I got stuck there, and I just exited and I tried this instead, and it didn't help me, but it might help you again, like I said. And because for me, the solution that worked for me was doing this. And lastly, you're gonna in the factory reset. I forgot to finish this slide. This wasn't meant to be here. You gotta do a factory reset. So the reason that I didn't include any more steps behind here because it was I cannot take screenshots of my computer when it's rebooting. So I'm gonna just verbally explain it to you. So in factory reset, you're gonna hold the control button, and then you're gonna click on restart and keep holding the control button in the computer or your external keyboard. Once you do that, the computer is going to reboot into the BIOS, and I think it's the BIOS. And then when you click on it, you will see that there's a reset this computer, and you're gonna go through the resetting of the computer procedure. I'm not going to explain explicitly how to reset it, but there is a part where Microsoft and Windows specifically explicitly written down that says that are you gonna keep this computer for yourself, or are you gonna sell it to someone else? If you are gonna keep it for yourself, you can do a reset that will uninstall and reinstall Windows either by downloading Windows again or using the current existing Windows that already has in your computer. For me, I always try to download Windows from the internet, so make sure you have an internet connection. It might help you at that time, it may help you. Otherwise, you just have to install Windows from Windows itself, meaning from the Windows inside computer. Or you, if you were trying to pass a computer to someone else, and then you can do a deeper reset, and Windows tells you that it's gonna take several hours and it's a longer time. Personally, it's not recommended to do that unless you are really gonna give the computer to someone else. Then you can do that. That is, after all, the final resort is to do a factory reset. And I know, nobody likes to do a factory reset. But I think once you need to kind of like get used to it, to be honest. Like, learn to adapt that you have the factory reset maybe once in a couple of years at least. So keep your files not backed up, basically keep your files backed up, important files backed up. For me, I have all my work documents backed up. I have all my necessary things backed up on an external drive. I have several drives. So yeah, so that's kind of like all of the stuff that we went through. Do feel free to comment down in the comment section below on what you need help with, and I'll try my best to get back to you. And of course, my encouragement is that before you actually ask me real problems that I would try to help you, try asking ChatGPT or ask Gemini. This Chat AI, it may or may not help you. Personally, to me, it didn't help me so much, but it did help me learn a lot that would have helped me. We eventually got me to finding ways to fix the problem. But I feel like personally, really, 60% of the problem has to do with your VPN, and very seldom it has to do with your Windows Defender. So yeah, if it's an antivirus, then you know it's Windows Defender related issue. If it's your VPN, then you know what was VPN. Yeah. So yeah. So anyways, thank you for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoy it.